Yeah, Dreamcatcher. CrimsonTide as extra MS. 1-0 up against Will, our Protoss player. So let's see what it's going to be. Two workers making their way across the map for CrimsonTide, and as a general rule that can only mean one thing. This is quite the proxy location, because I don't know, Will didn't really do a great deal of scouting last game, so you know that is always worth noting, people. When you play against someone, if in game one you notice they didn't scout at all, that's the sort of thing that, like, unless they did a rush, if they didn't scout and then they did a rush, if you're going to rush someone, you don't have time for scouting. You're about to be in their base at the 3-minute mark, so why do you need to send a worker in advance? Extra MS supply block though, so that's embarrassing. Yeah. But these two Marines can go on up and get involved. Don't wait. Yeah, so with the supply block, has decided to throw down reactors. And I don't know about that. Reactors take quite a long time to build. So, you know, I mentioned this in the previous series with the edge cookie. If you're going to proxy stuff, it's all about getting there early. It's all about getting up in their grill. So, you know, the number one thing to look out for is don't supply block yourself. Make sure you've got the supply to be building this stuff. But extra MS needs to get up there right now. You know, right now you've got a significant army advantage. It's not going to last forever. The Protoss is building stuff, so these Marines need to join the fight. There's about to be, oh no, it's an observer. I just assumed there would be an immortal coming out, and there wasn't. Will is going to be in trouble here. Can immediately warp in to stalkers and does, but I'd love to have seen, you know, as soon as you catch a whiff of this, you just shield batteries. You build shield batteries like instantly. You just kind of throw down a shield battery anywhere you can, as many as you can afford. Just throw down shield batteries. As it has happened, that's not what it's occurred, and the pylon kill here. You know, I don't know, if we go back a little ways, when does Will find out that this is happening? No. So the first thing I'm doing is cancelling that because you don't need it, and I'm building an immortal. If we look at the money in the bank, there is enough for a shield battery here, in between the two pylons, so that it's not going to get depowered, and that is going to be a useful thing. Is there enough energy for chrono? There is not, but look, this observer is such a waste of time. If you've got an immortal building, an immortal against untech Marines is ever so helpful. This, now that it's got to this kind of point, warp gate finishing up is good, but you know, you needed the shield battery drop in here, and this stalker is just far too far forward. So yeah, I don't know, you pull the workers at this point, you probably kill all of these, but it's the next wave that is going to get you in trouble, isn't it? And only now is there enough. There is now enough chrono to chrono both of these, so maybe you pull the workers and that buys you enough time to get 2 rounds of stalkers out, because 4 stalkers is probably a hold, at least for a while. But I don't know, it was always going to be pretty hard. This is essentially a 4 racks with the reactors, 3 racks robo, 3 gate robo. Maybe you can just hold that if warp gate is finished a bit quicker. If you can get an immortal out, yes. If you can get a shield battery up, yes. Without those things, it was always going to be a pretty tough hold. But that's what you scout. GG.